Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing good. Monday morning conference call we have every Monday morning. I'm pre-recording on a Sunday evening because Monday morning I can't be on the call. So anyway, we're sending this out to everybody. I hope this is just as good. I know a lot of people look forward to that and just kind of get your week going. So anyway, you're getting this text sometime on Sunday morning around 9 o'clock to kind of get started. And I'm going through my Sunday evening routine. I work out, spend time with the family and what have you. Every Sunday night do the same kind of things. Tonight I had to put the top on the Jeep because I'm driving that this week. My wife had a little fender bender in her car last week, so she's taking the car, I'm taking the Jeep. That's how it works. And so anyway, that was part of my Sunday evening routine. I roll the trash to the road every Sunday. Nothing exciting, but then I kind of meditate and I think on my week and the week ahead, and I kind of reflect on the week before. Last week was different. We spent a lot of time out of town. We had our road show going on. We're calling it the Takeover Tour with Senior Life, and it's real exciting. It was new, something we have never done. Senior Life's done these for years, but we've never done it, and so didn't really know what to expect. But we kind of get our feet wet with these things, and as I was reflecting on the week and thinking about the meetings and thinking about this or that, I kind of started using my imagination to think about the future and what I would like to see with these events. And it may sound silly, but I do kind of like what my kids do. We just went down, our kids spent some time together with their cousin, and they get together, they'll go in the back of the house and you won't hear from them for 15 or 20 minutes, and they'll have 3 rooms decorated for like a maze or something. They just let their imagination go and use their creativity, and they design what they have in mind, and that's what we have to do. We have to frame and design the world that we live in. We live our life by design or by default. It's up to us. We can let life happen to us, or we can make things happen. And so I started thinking about these events and what I'd like to see, and I started imagining, big rooms filled with people, that were coming to hear about the opportunity, and also, agents that were coming to get training, because this is what we do and this is what we like to see. And we call it the Takeover Tour just for that. We're trying to take over. We've got this great product, this great opportunity, this great system, and we want to get it out to as many people as possible. And so, I just start imagining what I want it to look like, because I know this: if I can see it, if I can hold it in my head, I can hold it in my hand. And if I can imagine it, I can create it, and I can design the life that I want. The same thing with you. If it's summertime, we've got a vacation planned, and we were actually talking about it tonight. We were kind of, talking about what we want to do on vacation, the things that we want to. It even got so simple as, while we're on the beach, what are we going to drink or what are we going to eat? And because we're designing this, we're designing the vacation that we want, we're designing the lifestyle that we want. And I want you to do that. Think about where you want to go or where you want to be. Maybe you go on lavish trips all the time, and it's not really a stretch for you, but maybe you're listening and you haven't been on vacation in years because you can't afford it. Or, we had an agent with us that had never taken his family on an actual week vacation, and was able to do that a few years ago for the first time. But if that's what you want to do, or if you want to go to Paris or France or, Paris, France, or wherever, Rome, get on the internet, look it up, see where you want to be, and then see yourself there. I heard a story of a lady the other day that she had a small house that wasn't big enough for her and her kids, and she had a son and a daughter that were having to share a room, and they were way too old for that. And she had been there and in that situation, and she could not imagine anything any better. And then one day she started riding around in neighborhoods and looking at homes in neighborhoods that she wanted to live in, and she would park her car and she would imagine herself in this house. She would imagine her kids playing in the yard. And after a while of imagining and designing the world that she wanted in her mind, she had that. She stepped into that. And that's what we've got to do. Listen, if you're building a team and you have 0 agents and you're out there doing the very best that you can, imagine your week. Think about the week ahead. And as you're planning it out, as you say, I'm gonna make my first call Monday morning. Think about your conference call. How are you gonna run your conference call? How are you gonna run your team? And use your imagination to think about that. How many people are you going to have on your team 365 days or a year from now? Imagine that. Let your imagination go out. Just like our kids, they sit around, they just imagine and create things. Somehow as adults, we lose that. And we've got to keep that. We've got to pick that up. Some of the most wealthy people in the world are people that have crazy imaginations. I mean, look at Elon Musk. And he said, I imagine going into space, and he'll be there. He imagined the electric car, being, having the impact it's having, and he's having that. All of the great, engineers and the great creative people and all of the things that they've created started with a thought or an imagination. And like I said before, if you can hold it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. But the problem is we quit imagining. We don't see ourselves living the life that we want to live, because whether we feel like we don't deserve it or think that we could never achieve it. Listen, I'm telling you, there's the only thing that separates the super wealthy and everybody else is the wealthy people believe that they will be wealthy. They dared to dream. They dared to desire. And they live the life that they designed. They do not live a life by default. They don't go through just, everyday routine things letting life happen to them. They decided what they wanted and they went and got it. The problem with most people, we don't know what we want. We have no idea. You go up to someone and say, well, what do you want out of life? They don't know. That's the answer you got to have. What do you want? Where do you want to live? Where do you want your kids to go to school? Where do you want a vacation? What do you want your income to look like? Imagine all of these things. Use your imagination and then go get it. Go after it with everything you've got. See yourself there and then go after it with everything you got. Listen, I hope you have a great week. Thank you for coming to me, in my garage on a Sunday evening. But I really wanted to get this out to you all week as you're working, as you're calling. Imagine the sales that you're going to make. Imagine the amount of money that you're going to make. Imagine the lifestyle that you want to live. Imagine the team that you want to build. And see yourself there. See yourself having it. Then with everything you got, go after it.